Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. So today we're going to go over the syllabus for semester number 1 for the 3rd to 6th graders for wilderness survival. So here are the subjects we're going to be going through, and I will actually be I'll actually make a video for every week for the lesson plan. So we're just going to run through them really quick. This is the syllabus. These are the subjects we're going to be covering: situation awareness, what to do when separated from your parent or guardian, hiding for safety, basic self-defense, and that's not doing any karate or anything. It's the smart stuff about trying to avoid and, you know, things like that. What to do when lost in the woods, animal evasion, how to build a shelter, how to find water, foraging, maintain optimal body temperature, basic first aid and hygiene, basic fishing, water safety and floating, poisonous plant identification, edible plant identification, venomous insect and animal identification, edible insect identification. We're also going to be studying growing from seeds. I know that's more homestead than wilderness survival, but we're going to incorporate that as well for the 3rd and 6th grades, because I had it, the original syllabus was, you know, different ways to start a fire when you're out in the wilderness, what to use, you know, bow and, you know, different things like that. I'm not sure that's really going to fly well with 3rd graders, so we're going to cut that out and just do growing from seeds. We're actually going to be doing cherry trees, peach trees, avocados, corn. I don't know, we'll have to see what else, but I do know those for sure. We're going to have 2 field trips and 1 end of semester cookout. The field trips are going to be at the Caldwell Zoo in Tyler. One of the main reasons why I want to have the field trip there is because they have the insect and snake building. So I want to go in there so the kids can actually see and identify the different snakes that we're talking about, the bad ones and the good ones. And the second one is going to be the fishery in Athens. They will actually be able to get to see the fish and how they go from egg to, you know, the actual lakes and everything. The fishery, they actually stock a lot of ponds and lakes out here in East Texas. But not only that, they get to actually fish. And so if they've never been fishing before, they have the opportunity to catch one. At the end of the year, we're going to be going to a cookout at Kickapoo Creek RV campgrounds. We actually own that, and we're going to have, which we have, beach volleyball, multiple bounce houses. We have 5, but I think we're going to have 2, might even have 3 of them up, depending on how many participants we have. We will have a fire pit, maybe 2 or 3, depending on how many people we have. We have a 24 outdoor movie theater, so we're going to get with the parents to see which movie they'd like to have. And that's it for that. So the students will have homework every week. It's not a big deal because some of the homework is pretty fun. We are going to be going off the book, Wilderness Survival for Kids, and that is by Rick Bain. You can get that on Amazon. And so let's talk about the weeks, what we're going to be doing each week. The first week, week number 1, we're going to be doing an introduction, each other, classroom rules, expectations, roles, responsibilities, as we always do. But we're going to make this one fun. And the reason why I say fun is that we got these little paddles. They're a thumb up and a thumb down. Hold on, yeah. Here they are. So I got these paddles, and what we're going to do is that we're going to take a vote on the classroom rules. And I know people are like, I don't know about that, you know. these are just kids. They're not going to know. Well, some of the questions are kind of funny. And, like bring a snack to school. No. Everyone has a right to learn. Yes. And we're basically going to take a vote. And but they're all going to make sense. They're all going to be the actual rules, but it's going to be pretty cool how the kids get to be involved in everything we do. And let's see, at the end of each day, we're going to have Map Skills Minute. Now, it's going to be about 2-3 minutes of the day, and the reason why I do this is because then at the end of the semester, it's like we have an additional class or additional subject that we covered. And map skills is extremely important, whether you're in the wilderness, bushwhacking, whatever the case may be. If you're out somewhere, you need to have a map. The homework for the first day, they will have to draw on a sheet of paper a story of the Bible of someone who was lost in the wilderness or at sea. Now remember, this is wilderness survival. Everything we're going to apply it to Scripture. Week number 2. So we're going to turn in the drawings and we're going to focus on staying calm. It's the first step in situation awareness, what to do when separated from your parents, or even in hiding for safety. So that's extremely important. It should have always been. The Map Skill Minute for week number 2 is going to be parts of a map. And I already have these worksheets. I've already have them printed out. And I'm actually going to put a folder together for each one of the kids. And it'll have all these in the folder. So if they want to, skip ahead and knock something out, go ahead. And let's see. So the homework for week 2 is draw a picture of a story from the Bible about an animal. Just an animal. Because the next week we're going to be dealing with animals. See how this goes? And the question is how many books are in the Bible? Right? Of course, 66. We know that. Week number 3. So we're going to turn in the drawings, basic self-defense. Now, this is evasion techniques, staying safe, avoiding conflict, calling for help, and focusing on breathing and staying calm. The Map Skills Minute is going to be know your direction. And that's going to be another worksheet on north, south, east, west, even northeast, and just, it's basically understanding a compass rose. The homework will be draw a picture explaining Psalms 56:3. You guys are going to have to look that up. I'm not going to give that away. Okay, so week number 4. Now, week number 4 is Labor Day, okay? And what I'm going to do is basically one day off you get. You don't get the entire week, okay? So week number 4, you will be getting that homework when you leave week number 3. So I've already got each one of the kids a compass, okay? So the homework or their weekly work is what to do when lost in the woods. Okay, I want to know what you're going to do when you're lost in the woods. And I'm going to also teach you how to use a compass, using the sun or the moon to find your way, how to leave a trail. So if let's say that you are walking in the jungle and you've reached a beach or a creek or something like that, and you want to go up and down the creek, you can leave like rocks. You can make a pile of rocks or, sticks or a log or something or a landmark. So leave a trail. The Map Skills Minute is a through the squares worksheet. And that's where we start focusing on learning grids. The homework will be able to whistle. If you're not able to whistle, be able to sing. How many times is singing in the Bible? Is it 100, 200, 300, or over 400? I'll give that one away. It's over 400. The reason why we need to learn how to different whistle and make noises, it goes hand in hand with animal evasion. Sometimes A lot of animals can be scared. Depending on where you're at, you don't want to attract a bear or anything by making the, sounds like birds or whatever. But, there's different things you can do. Anyway, we'll get to that. So week number 5, why is whistling in the wilderness important? Animal Evasion 101, knowing how to react to certain animals. Map Skills Minutes is going to be the sun, stars, find the North Star, and even more directions, like the Dipper, the Big Dipper. The Dipper points to a North Star. Okay. We'll be learning things like that. Now, the Animal Evasion, if you guys look up here, see that lion? It's actual big mascot. And he has a baby right there, the little lion. So the kids are going to learn. The kids are going to learn about animal evasion through a mountain lion. You don't want to mess with the cubs. It's going to be fun. Wait for the kids to come home and tell you about everything they learned at school that day. So week number 5, they're going to draw a picture describing a story from the Bible about food. Be sure to add a scripture on your drawing. Be able to recite the scripture for extra credit. Jesus feed 5,000, just whatever the case may be. Week number 6. Remember, reciting that scripture is extra credit. Week number 6, we have the homework discussion, and that's growing a food source from a seed. All material will be included. All the material will be included. We'll have the seeds, the soil, and actually the small terrariums. They're actually on the shelf right there. Let's see. And they'll be able to keep their plants and everything. I even have some larger pots that when we reseed them, they'll be able to take those home. And it's not like a bean that we used to do, the milk carton back in the 1900s when I was in 3rd grade. It's actually a plastic pot. Okay, now the homework for week 6, I think is the coolest because this is the homework. Make a tent or a fort in your house with anything you can with your parents. Let me know what you use for shelter. Remember back in the day, we would use like a sheets or get the cushions off the couch or everything like that. Anyone who stays overnight in their fort will receive extra credit. You must take pictures. Must take pictures. At the end of the year, we're going to have a table and it's going to show everything we did in wilderness survival. I've got to have pictures. I've got to have proof of all this fun we're having. Okay. So week 7, we have the homework discussion. And we go over how to build a shelter, location, types of shelter, how to find shelter materials. On the YouTube channel, there's one about the emergency island shelter in Cozumel. One important thing I mentioned was the location, because there have been people, even on YouTube videos, that will say, yeah, I built a shelter, and these are experts. I built a shelter, I couldn't get any sleep because of all the ants. And know where you're going to put your shelter. Okay, so the Map Skills Minute for week 7 is going to be a neighborhood map. So what I did was I've got the 2 of those big rugs that look like little cities and you drive your Matchbox car, your Hot Wheels on. Well, I've got some of those that we're going to go in class and learn or use our actual our beads, our ranger beads and our navigating things. I don't know if I went over that yet, but yeah, we're going to learn our pace count. And so each one of the kids are going to get one of those week 1. Okay. Their homework for week 7 is draw a picture of the story when Jesus walked on water. Did anyone else walk on water even for a little bit? If you can recite the scripture from this story, then you will receive extra credit. Okay, so now we're moving on to week 8. Homework discussion. Now, week 8 is how to find water in the wilderness, signals of nearby water sources, how to create your own water, how morning dew can be your best friend, and water purification. We will actually be able to, there's a couple of ways that are pretty amazing when it comes to purifying water. And I think I'm going to go over, I'm going to probably go over both of them. One is you get I have some banana plants here, and I'll probably bring one of the big banana leaves. And what you would do is you would make a bowl out of it. You would put your water in it. You will have clean stones, not concrete, but clean stones, and you would heat them up, get it like several of them, and then you would take them off the fire and you would put them in the water and watch the water boil. When it starts boiling, you would use another rock, and you continue that until the water just continuously boils. That's one way to boil water if you don't have a pot or pan. And we're going to do that. It purifies the water. Also, we're actually going to do a filtration system. Let's see. The map skill minute for week number 8 is going to be scales. How's that 100 feet? How's that 3 miles? That's okay. So it's about scales. The homework for week 8, this gets good. What type of bugs are you able to eat in the wild? Make a list of at least 5. Draw a picture of you eating a plate full of delicious bugs and worms. Yummy. What would you rather eat, a bug or a worm? Well, I'd rather not eat either, but if you do have to eat a worm, always boil it first because it has parasites in it. And when you do boil it, they purge themselves. So yeah, and they're good. So I'm not going to do that. So on week 9, we're going to have a guest chef. His name is Chef Pierre. It's actually me wearing a chef coat with a hat, speaking with I don't know if it's going to be French accent or whatever, but it's how to eat a worm. We're talking about purging them and things like that. And we're also going to talk about foraging 101. Why is foraging important? Vegetables in the wild, berries in the wild, mushroom nuts, bugs you can safely eat if you're not allergic to them. Now, the worm that we're going to eat in class, and I'm probably going to spoil it, but I've got to. I got to tell you, I don't want everybody freaking out. These are allergy-free, nut-free, gluten-free gummy worms, and they're going to be crushed up. They're going to be in a little cup, like as if it was, bait for fishing. And it's going to be a gluten-free, allergy-free, nut-free brownie mix. And so they're going to have to get in their little cups and get their worm and eat it. And they can eat the dirt if they want to. I wouldn't recommend it because you can get colic, but still, it's good with milk. Okay, so the map skills for week number 9 is a trip to the mountains. It's a worksheet, and it's really cool. Talking about your hand, you got your valleys, you got your ridge, it's going to be pretty cool. They'll be able to know or identify everything from a map just by the way that their fist looks. So that's pretty cool. Their homework is to draw a picture of what you learned so far in class and what's your favorite Bible verse. Week 10. And we only have 13 weeks, so we're almost over. Y'all hang in there with me. Homework discussion: maintaining optimal body temperature, staying cool, staying hydrated, staying warm, identifying heat exhaustion, and identifying hypothermia. A lot of people don't realize this, but okay, so your body is 98.6. If you are in a swimming pool that's 75 degrees and you've been in there all day and you're like, I'm feeling kind of weak, your body temperature is dropping. You can actually go into hypothermia. Argue with me all you want, but you can actually go into hypothermia because your body temperature is going to keep getting lower and lower and lower. So how to identify that? That's why, man, I've been swimming all day. I'm so tired. No, you're not balanced. Let's see, but you could also be. Anyway, so the map skill minute is going to be grid map and ranger beads. These are the ranger beads, and we talked about the pace count. And the pace count is we get 100 feet, and every time they step with their left, they're counting 1, 2, 3, 4 till they get to the 100 feet. So if they have to go somewhere on their map that's 300 feet, this is what they're going to do. Theirs are actually a different color. These are real ranger beads. So I made these for the kids, and there's either a white or a green, and like say that they need to go 300 feet, right? So let's say that their mark is, their kids probably about 72. So I'm just throwing this out there. So at 72, when they step 72, they'll raise one up. Then they go 72 again, they'll raise another one. 72 again, boom. So they've been 300 feet. Once they get to 1,000 feet, if they need to, then they'll actually pull up one of these and pull that back down. That's how these work. And yeah, so these are the kids, and these are actual ones, but they'll go on their backpacks, and everyone will know that they are part of wilderness survival. So we've got black and we've got green. So that's that. So we'll learn, or we'll finally get to use them. They've been carrying them around for 10 weeks, and now they're finally going to get to use them on their grid map and ranger beads. Let's see. The homework is in the book. They'll as they're going along with the book. What are some of the injuries you might sustain while in the wilderness? You know, springs, cut, insect bites, poison ivy, poison oak, just things like that. Week number 11. This is really cool too. So it's going to be basic first aid, which is critical thinking. That's main thing. So basic first aid, critical thinking, and hygiene. We have a special guest. It's going to be a physician. It's actually, it's going to be me, wearing a physician coat with a stethoscope, speaking with a German accent. His name is Dr. Van Hamburger, and he'll be there. So what to do if you're injured in the wild. Typical injuries in the wild and how to treat them. I have a full-blown first aid backpack. It has so many bandages. I just went and got another 200 alcohol wipes, all kind of stuff. And I got some Paw Patrol Band-Aids. I had a little bit of poison ivy. I was out there filming some poison ivy and with the jewel weed. It looks like poison ivy, and the way you can tell if it's jewel weed is if water's on it, it'll beat up like a jewel is sitting on a leaf. And I found the poison ivy, but I didn't find the jewel weed. So I've got my Paw Patrol Band-Aid on. So anyway, hey, I'm going all out for these kids. We're gonna have a blast. Let's see. Okay, so when Dr. Van Hamburger comes over here and does his thing, you see the lab coat, the doctor coat, and the stethoscope. That's my little buddy right there. That's Clyde. He helps with IT. He's a computer nerd. Map skills. Okay, once again, the map skill minute is going to be grid map and ranger beads. They're extremely important. They're extremely important. You need to know where to go. And for the homework is, what's your favorite inspirational Bible verse? Okay, week 12, we're almost finished. Hang in there with me. We're going to do our homework discussion. Then we're going to focus on snakes, spiders, and plants. What's deadly, what's not. Yeah, we'll get into that. And that's going to help at the when we go to the zoo, because at the zoo, in the reptile building, on the snakes, it says that they're venomous, where they're from, things like that. And we're going to have a little game. I'm actually going to go to the zoo, spend the day out there, and take some pictures and plan something out where we're going to break into teams, and we're going to meet for lunch, but they're also going to be going with parents. It's going to be pretty cool because it's going to talk about, you know, where is this? What is that? What is the military bird, which is a macaw, the green macaws? You know, just little things like that. And it's going to be like a big treasure hunt. It's going to be so cool. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. So the homework for week 12 is be able, as a class, to teach a mountain lion about wilderness survival. Now, here's the thing. I have the worksheet here. So here's the checklist. So they have a checklist, okay? And this checklist, focus in on it. Okay, this checklist, you can see for a second. Here's a checklist. So the class will break up into different groups. And one is, remember, they're teaching the mountain lion how to find the lion's pace count, staying calm, self-defense, how to use the compass, animal evasion, whistling and singing, grow your own food source, how to build a shelter. They're teaching a mountain lion this. How to find water, how to eat a worm, how to maintain optimal body temperature. That's so cool though, because I bought about 12 of these, you know, those emergency blankets where you look like a baked potato. So I've got some of those. So as soon as somebody in my class says, I'm cold, I'm just going to throw them one. Let's see. First aid, identify venomous snakes, how to make a friend, and the last thing is tell the lion about Jesus. So I'm really excited about this school year. You guys just don't know. This is just so, this is so important to me. And you know, I know the kids are going to get something out of it, and I know you parents are going to really enjoy, you know, the experience of, you know, the kids coming home and they're so happy and they're learning, and this is going to be great. I've already come up with 4 semesters for this level, 3rd to 6th, and I have 5 semesters for the 7th through 12th. Not sure if we're going to be able to do the 5th semester because it's forging. What we plan on doing, I plan on getting blacksmith shop with the forging fire ovens and anvils and all the tools and things like that. And we have a railroad track not far from our property, and all up and down the railroad tracks are just spikes, those steel spikes that come out. So I wanted to get some of those spikes and bring them back, and we make our own knives with them, knives or hatchets or things like that. Now that's for the seniors or juniors, depending if they've made it through. But one thing I want to focus on is Homestead. There's a difference between Homestead and wilderness survival and the bushwhacking. The Homestead is chickens, quail, rabbits, for meat, for eggs, gardening, compost, things like that. I want to focus on that, retaining rainwater, just being self-sufficient if the grid ever goes down. The wildlife survival is there's no grid, you're in the middle of nowhere and you're lost, and how to find safety. And but I'll tell you, if you're in 3rd grade and you're stranded on a desert island, you don't call the Coast Guard, call CPS. You shouldn't be out there by yourself. So anyway, that's a joke, don't do that. Let's see, other than that, and bushwhacking is find a stick, kill a bear, and make beef jerky. So we probably won't be doing any of that. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I know the first, I would say 5 days, I stayed up till about 2 in the morning working on these. and did a lot of research, and I've got some friends who are Navy SEALs and Rangers and Special Forces who want to help out with this, and they're all for it. You know, kids are so important, and they just bring so much joy to us, and just want to see the smiles on their faces, and we just have a good time. So anyway, I really hope you find value in this class, and not just for this semester, but for every semester. And I hope you find value in the video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll go from there. I'm going to go ahead and make the syllabus now for the 7th through 12th, or I'm going to video it. So if you're a 7th grader to 12th grade, there's things a little bit different. I'm not going to take it easy on you guys. You guys are a little bit older. Okay, so yours is a little different. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait till the first day of school, August 12th, and I can't wait for the ice cream party, August 5th, and we're just going to have a great time, and I'm going to go ahead and end this. All right, talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.